and welcome to Crosstalk, where all things are considered. I'm Peter Lavelle. On this edition of the program, we discuss one issue only, the fate of Julian Assange and the fate of journalism itself. Cross-talking Assange, I'm joined by my guest here in Moscow, Xavier Moreau. He's the founder of the Center of Political Strategic Analysis, Stratpol. And in France, we cross to John Laughlin. He is a lecturer in political philosophy at ISIS, the Catholic University of ND. All right, gentlemen, crosstalk rules in effect. That means you can jump in anytime you want, and I always appreciate it. Let me go first to France. John, I was reading an excellent article by Chris Hedges, which was republished in Consortium News, titled, Chris Hedges, the martyrdom of Julian Assange. Is Julian Assange a martyr for journalism, a martyr for the law, maybe a martyr for justice? Go ahead.
I think there's absolutely no doubt about that. I mean, we know from the moment that he left the Ecuadorian embassy in London that his original claim made 7 years ago, that he was trying to escape extradition to the United States, was true. Even though all his enemies denied this. The extradition demand was produced immediately he was released from Ecuadorian asylum. And as you also know, Peter, better than anyone, the video of that moment when he came out of the embassy door came, of course, from Rutley, from RT, because they put a live feed on, watching, I think, for about a week. And they, I hope, made a lot of money from being able to sell this short video clip. The fact that RT got that scoop, if you like, got those images, is itself deeply symbolic, because I hardly need to say that not only was it profitable for RT, but it was such an immense propaganda coup for Russia, or counter-propaganda coup, to see someone who is a journalist, who has published true information, not fake news, who has published information about war crimes, about political shenanigans, being bundled into a police car and effectively bundled on the way to the United States of America, exercising extraterritorial jurisdiction in another country, is so deeply shocking, I think, to anyone who has any sense of media freedom, that it only makes it even the more disgusting when we see newspapers like The Guardian or the Daily Mail dancing on Assange's legal grave and saying what a horrible person he is. Because the issue here obviously is not whether he is a horrible person or whether you agree with him. It is a matter of media freedom. And in previous programs, Peter, we've discussed the legislative framework that's being put in place in Europe to restrict media freedom. Here we see what I talked about a week or two ago, the use of the criminal law to suppress information, and this is what we call dictatorship.
Yeah, you know, Xavier, Julian Assange is an Australian citizen, and his own government didn't lift a finger. No surprise there. WikiLeaks is an operation that is not based in the United States. Thus, the Department of Justice now is making a claim that its reach is global. If the Department of Justice determines that you have committed some kind of crime, espionage, for example, against the United States, you can be prosecuted anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and I would like to underline that, on the contrary, on Manning or on Snowden, Julian Assange never worked for intelligence U.S. services, so he's not a tweeter of anything. And listening to Mr. Pompeo telling that he's a member of a non-state intelligence agency, it's completely crazy. And of course, I couldn't agree more that using its extraterritorial power, not only for fighting on the economical point of view, but even for fighting against the freedom of speech, it's incredible. But you know, I'm quite disappointed again by